swerte lang na pumapasok yung 3 points. So I felt na, yun lang, I have to do my role. If it's working, I have to set up my teammates, create shots for them, and if I'm open, just shoot the ball. Just like what everyone else does. I'm just doing my role.
Coach Tab, second straight title. Si Anton is the only one leading the team. You have an impact in next year. What do you expect for the following season?
Oh, I have no idea. I think we'll have to see what presents itself next year, and we'll try and build a team that can win a championship again. But keep our focus on the day-to-day. It's served us pretty well the last 2 years. I don't see any reason to change our philosophy. I think that the buy-in from the players is pretty good, and I think that when we all buy into the same belief, and the same philosophy, it's a lot easier to make it work. And this has been a fun team to work with, a tremendous group of guys, and I think there's going to be a bit of fun in the next little while. So, yeah, I'm just very blessed, very, very blessed to work with these guys. Very grateful.
Coach Tab, first game 1 was pretty close. Game 2 was a blowout. What changed? Was there a change in the approach?
I think we learned some things from game 1. I think there were some strategies that were fairly apparent from UP, which we made some adjustments to, and I think that's why you saw a little bit more individual play, particularly from Thirdy, a little more isolation play. We understood that there were certain things they didn't want us to get, and they were going to use help defense in some situations, and in other situations they weren't going to use help defense. So we were able to identify some of that, and I just think Thirdy had one of those games, a real special game. And, balls falling, he made great shots, he made great decisions, and he proved today, what a special player he can be. So it's for the championship for the team, and it's one of the things that makes him and every other guy on the team special. It's a great group of brothers, and they truly are dedicated to one another.
Coach, after the team went 5-2 the first round, you never lost a game. What you told your boys after that first round, that you went 5-2?
I don't know. My memory's not that good anymore.
What you?
Oh, look, we have a formula. We stick to our formula, and that's it. I didn't tell them anything different. We just try to correct our mistakes, and that goes for when we win games and when we lose games. So we make mistakes all the time. I'm not even happy with our defense tonight, but they're not going to let me say that anymore. But if we had another game, we would be talking about the mistakes we made tonight. So it's just a constant learning curve. That's what our coaching staff is committed to doing. We don't give these guys a break. We're not there to cheer for them. We're not there to congratulate them. We're there to help them be better. So at 5-2, we were 5-2. The only thing that mattered was playing better.
Can you talk us through yung journey mo here in that day from team B, eventually finishing your career with 2 championships?
Well, when I was first year and second year, I made it to the lineup. And that was my dream actually, ever since I was a kid. Pero parang it wasn't how I saw myself because I wasn't really playing. And then, my third year, I was sent down to Team B. But instead of seeing it as a downgrade, I actually looked at this as an opportunity. An opportunity to get better. Kasi the fact that they sent me down means na parang siguro may kulang pa ako as a player, diba? So yun, and with the help of Coach Ray, siya yung head coach nun, I was able to develop my skills and regain my confidence. And then lucky enough, my 4th year, a new head coach was appointed, si Coach Tab, and I knew it was another chance. So it was a clean slate for everyone. He's a foreigner, so he didn't really know anyone. So yun lang, it was another challenge for me, and the rest is history.
Coach Tab, first back-to-back championship since the 5 peak of Ateneo ended in 2012. Are we looking forward to a dynasty?
First of all, back-to-back doesn't look so important when you put it next to 5 in a row, does it? It looks like a little bump in the road compared to that mountain that they did. You know, we want to pursue excellence, and you know, a championship is one measure of excellence, I guess. So if that's a byproduct of the way that we do things, then you know, we hope that we continue to have championships in the future. But again, that's not the goal. That's not what we set out to do. Of course, in the back of our minds, in all honesty, you know, that's an end game for a team, is to win a championship. But we just don't talk too much about that. We talk more about how each one of these guys can, you know, be the best player they can be. And it's not just something we say for the media. It's what we work on. It's who we want to be. And as long as one of the byproducts continues to be championships, then I don't think MVP is going to tell us to do it differently. Because he wants the championships, you know, there's no doubt about that, and we love to give them to him. But you know, there's a greater purpose to what we do.
Can you talk more about
Come to Mass tonight. Yeah, he's right. When I showed up, I didn't know anything. And when I looked at him, I saw a point guard. I saw his size. And then we tried him at the point. And it wasn't long after that that I said, well, who else are we going to put in the roster? Because he's not going to make it. And from that point on, the one thing I learned about Anton was don't ever tell him there's something he can't do. A tremendous fighter. He's not just a good basketball player. He's a tremendous fighter, a tremendous competitor, a winner. In every day, you know, he pushes himself extremely hard. And when we told him what we felt his weaknesses were, and it was almost, you know, in the coaching staff, the coaches were encouraging me. They're saying, come on, you know, Anton's a great shooter, he's a great competitor, he's not going to back down. And I'm like, you know, he's too short, he's too weak, he's too slow, and he can't handle the ball. And this is all true, and he knows it. And so at least I had to give him a fair shot and tell him those things. And so what did we end up with? We ended up with a guy that got in the weight room, changed his body, changed his mentality, continued to be a great shooter, became very dependable handling the ball, and also was one of our more dependable defensive players. So, of course, he's sitting here today as a graduating senior with all the laurels that he deserves because he worked his tail off to get them, and I guess there's no greater compliment than to